ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 23rd annual Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance 8th grade play. Tonight, we're going to take you into the world of Lewis Carroll. But before we do that, I'll ask you to notice that our fire exits are there and there, and to please turn off the sound on your cell phones. Lewis Carroll wrote about lots of magical things, one of which was not electronic devices at theatres. Lewis Carroll, the English author, wrote two famous books. The first, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, often just shortened to Alice in Wonderland, and the follow-up, Alice Through the Looking Glass. And he wrote it because the warden of the Oxford College with which he was associated had a daughter and friends. The daughter was called Alice, and he enjoyed telling them stories and was persuaded to convert them into two books. So we now take you into the magical world of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Enjoy.
And then Prince Henry happily kissed the princess.
I don't like this book, Edith. It has no pictures, and you're so busy reading it, you're not talking to me at all.
This is a wonderful book, Alice. The story is quite exciting. The words are better than the pictures. I told you to choose another book, but instead you chose to bring Dinah.
Yes, and now Dinah's run off, and I'm all alone.
Well, that is what kittens do. She most likely ran off home because she was hungry, or perhaps because you were being so very cross.
Well, you would be cross, too, if your sister paid absolutely no attention to you. What's so wonderful about books, anyway?
Well, Alice, books are adventures. Books are pages of adventures waiting for you to go on them.
Adventures? How can books be adventures? Books are things you recite from when you're first to read.
Alice, books are like doors. You open them and you'll never know what you'll find. Anything can happen in a book. Anything you can imagine.
I open doors, but I don't find anything. I should have brought some cards, or maybe stayed home and played croquet. Anything but a book.
Oh, Alice, you always quit after reading the first few pages of a book. You never give a book a chance. A book uses your imagination, Alice, and that is key. That is what opens the doors.
Well, read your silly old book, then I'm going to look for Dinah. Maybe she's on an adventure.
Suit yourself, but please don't wander far.
Dinah! Dinah!
Oh dear! The queen, actually too late!
That was the strangest thing I ever saw. I wonder where he's going. Well, that looks like an adventure. I'm going to follow the rabbit right down its hole.
Oh dear, I must have fallen asleep. Alice! Alice! Where are you? That girl, no telling what trouble she'll find herself into. Alice! Alice!
My, that was quite a long drop. Well, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs, or even falling off the top of a roof.
Oh my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting!
Mr. Rabbit, excuse me, can you tell me where I am?
No time for that, no time. The queen, oh my, the queen.
My, this is quite an odd gathering, and all of them are quite wet. Excuse me, can you tell me where I am and why are you so wet?
We are wet because we are in the water. How else do you get wet?
And can you tell me, my dear, how we are to dry off?
Oh, well, I'm sure I can think of something.
Oh, well, I'm much older than you, and I can think of nothing. So, how is it that you're well? I can.
Perhaps I'm the elder. How old are you?
Don't be rude. We were just men. Why would I tell you my age?
Well, you began that conversation.
And I shall end it.
Relax, everyone. I think this might work. This is the driest thing I know. William the Conqueror was called the favorite
Oh!
who soon...
This is awful.
I beg your pardon, Lord. Did you speak?
No, not I.
To continue, the Archbishop of Canterbury found it necessary...
About what?
Found it. You know what it means, don't you?
Of course I know what it means. Usually when I find it means a worm or a frog. I just want to know what the Archbishop found.
I'm not in the least bit drier than I was. Have you an idea?
I I'm afraid I don't.
I believe that the best way to get dry would be a caucus race.
Oh, what? You such strange words, and I'm sure you don't even know what they mean.
Caucus race? What is a caucus race?
The best way to explain it is to do it. Now this way is a race course. The exact shape doesn't matter. And everyone, line up. Now ready, set, go. Now stop. Are you dry?
Yeah.
Then the race is over.
But who won?
You all have.
And what's the process?
She needs to provide the prizes.
Oh, let me look. All I have is a thimble.
Why, that would be perfect.
No.
But it's not
I'm
all
older.
yours.
So,
But it's
Don't
not
touch
all yours.
me, dog. I'm
may
talking
be
to
the
you
elder,
and
but I'm the
Don't touch
Sharon.
me.
I'll have it first.
the race is my idea. I should be first.
Well, I'll have it. It means to take home. Don't touch my hair.
Queen, oh my father, what's your show up here? Marianne, what are you doing here? Fixing my gloves, Marianne, quickly now.
He must think I'm his maid. Curious. Oh my!
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't, I'm afraid, sir, because, well, I don't seem to be quite myself today, you see?
I don't see. You look like you. Explain clearly.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly. It's all very confusing.
It isn't. There's nothing unusual I see. I am not confused.
Well, perhaps you aren't yet, but I should think when you turn into a butterfly, you'll find that rather strange.
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. All I know is that it would feel very strange to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why?
Can't really think of a reason.
Come back. I have something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
Isn't that the most important thing? So, you think you've changed, do you?
Well, yes, sir, I have. You see, I can't remember things as I used to.
Can't remember what thing?
Well, I've tried to say how doth the little busy bee, but it all came differently.
Let's try this. It's a recitation. You are old, Father William, the young man said, and your hair has become very white, and yet you insistently stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right?
I don't remember it going like that. Some of the words have gotten altered. Let me try. In my youth, Father William replied to his son, he thought he might injure the brain. But now that I'm perfectly sure I'm none, why do it again and again?
It is wrong from beginning to end.
Can't you say it correctly?
Can't you?
How easily everyone gets offended here.
For the Duchess, an invitation from the Queen to play croquet. From the Queen, an invitation to the Duchess to play croquet.
I will deliver it to the Duchess.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's no use in knocking.
And why not?
There are 2 reasons.
Yes, what are they?
First, because I'm on the same side of the door as you are.
Yes?
Secondly, they're making such a noise in there, no one could possibly hear you. There's too much pepper in the soup.
Please then, how am I to get in?
There might be some sense in your knocking if there's a door between us. For instance, if you're inside, you can knock and I can let you out, you know?
But how am I to get in?
I shall sit here till tomorrow. Or the next day, maybe.
But how do I get in?
Are you to get in at all? That's the first question, you know?
How am I to get in?
I shall sit here on and on for days and days.
But what am I to do?
Anything you like.
There's no use in talking to him.
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't know Cheshire cats could grin. In fact, I didn't know cats could grin.
They all can, and most of them do.
I don't know of any that do.
You don't know much, and that's a fact.
Oh, please, mind what you're doing.
If everybody minded their own business, the world would go around a great deal faster than it does.
But the Earth takes 24 hours to spin around on its axis.
Talking of axes, jump off her head. Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases. Woo! 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 Here, you hold it for a minute. I must go and get ready to play croquet with the queen.
Oh, now, don't carry on like a little pig.
Oh! What a dreadfully ugly child!
But rather a handsome pig.
Do you think that there's too much pepper in the soup?
Yes.
Well, I'm the cook, and I don't think there's enough.
Oh, Cheshire cat! Would you tell me which way I ought to walk from here?
That depends a good deal on where you want to get to.
I don't care much where I go,
Then it doesn't matter which way you walk.
so long as I get somewhere.
Oh, you're sure to do that if only you walk long enough.
What sort of people live around here?
In that direction lives a hatter, and in that direction lives a March hare. Visit either you'd like. They're both mad.
But what if I don't want to be among mad people?
You can't help with that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
To begin with, a dog's not mad. Agreed?
I suppose so.
You see, a dog growls when it's angry and wags its tail when it's pleased. Now I growl when I'm pleased and wag my tail when I'm angry. Therefore, I'm mad.
I call it purring, not growling.
Call it what you like. It's still mad. Do you play croquet with the queen today?
I should like it very much, but I haven't been invited yet.
Well, you will go, and you'll see me there. By the way, what became of the baby?
It turned into a pig.
I thought it might.
What way to go? Well, I've seen March hares before, and this is May, so perhaps it's not as mad.
Wait, did you say pig or fig?
Pig.
I thought you did.
I've seen a cat without a grin, but never a grin without a cat. Curiouser and curiouser.
Lovely weather we're having.
I'd say. Excuse me, but no,
No room,
No
no room.
The chairs are full.
Indeed, quite
by
full.
late.
Shoot.
There's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. There are places for many more than 3.
Your hair needs cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Oh, why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh, it's just fun now asking riddles.
Oh, I believe I can guess that.
So you're saying that you'd find the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then say what you mean.
I do, or at least I mean what I say. That's the same thing.
Not the same thing a bit. You might as well say I eat what I see is the same as I see what I eat.
You might as well say I like what I get. It's the same as I get what I like.
You might just as well say I breathe when I sleep is the same as I sleep when I breathe.
It's the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
Oh, 2 days wrong. I told you butter wouldn't help with work.
What's the best butter?
Yes, but some crumbs must have got in it too. You should have used the bread knife on it.
What's the best butter, you know?
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month and doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Of course not. With
which is just the case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
Oh, the dormouse is asleep again.
Of course, just when I was going to remark myself.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No. I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
I think you would spend your time better than wasted in asking riddles that have no answers.
If you knew time as well as I do, oh, you wouldn't talk about wasting it.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I dare say you never even spoke to time.
Of course I haven't.
Well, if ever you did, you could ask him to keep it 1:30 forever.
Is that how you manage?
Not anymore. We quarreled last March. Ever since he went mad, you know. Oh, it was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts when I had to sing.
Yay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. Do you know that song?
I've heard one like it.
Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky.
Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
Hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawled out with, "Off with his head!"
How dreadfully savage.
And ever since then, I won't do a thing I am. It's always 6:30 now.
Is that why there's so many tea things out?
Well, yes, it's always tea time now, and we've no time to wash things.
Keep her around, the things get used up.
But what happens when you come back to the beginning again?
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. Let the young lady tell us a story.
But I don't know one.
And wake up the doormat. Wake up!
I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellows were saying.
Tell us a story.
Oh, and be quick about it or you'll fall asleep again before it's over.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters named Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on treacle,
They couldn't have, you know. They had been ill.
so they were very ill.
But why did they live at the bottom of a well?
Take some more.
I haven't had any, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less? It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Look who's making personal remarks now!
Really, I don't...
Oh, then you shouldn't speak!
That's enough rudeness.
Here we go. To this again, old chum. Got her a hand. This worked yesterday.
Oh, she's so rude.
You know, like 100 pounds.
No more.
Work. In there.
That was the stupidest tea party I've ever been to in all my life. It was much pleasanter at home than being ordered about by hatters and rabbits. I almost wish I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole.
That's what you get for poking your head in places it doesn't belong.
You again?
And who are you?
Why I just spoke to you not too long ago.
I don't know you at all. I told you I wouldn't.
You were quite cross. Are you sure you're meant to be a butterfly?
I meant to partake in some dinner amongst these flowers, but you have quite spoiled it for me. Perhaps I shall try another garden, perhaps one where you are not.
When I used to read fairy tales, I thought that kind of thing never happened, and now here I am in the middle of one. Oh, how I miss my garden. Edith must be so worried about me, and Dinah will be missing her supper. No one to talk to here. Only the flowers.
We are not no one.
Oh, you can talk?
Yes, when there's anybody worth talking to.
And can all the flowers talk?
As well as you can, and a great deal louder.
It isn't manners for us to begin, you know. And I really was wondering when you'd speak. Said I to myself, your face got some sense in it. So it's not a clever one. Still, you're a pretty color, and that goes a long way.
I don't care about the color. If we let her petals grow a little bit more, she'll be all right.
It's rather lonely here. Do you feel safe?
There's the tree in the middle.
But what could the tree do if any danger came?
You can say bow wow and frighten it and turn away.
A tree say bow wow? Do they know that? And who are you? You look quite different from the rest.
I am the dandelion. Others think I don't know.
Most certainly not. You're just a weed.
I'm not a weed. Look at my handsome yellow flower, and my greens can be eaten. I'm much more interesting, useful, and attractive than any of you petunia.
Oh, weed, I tell you.
You can be as mean as you like. Soon I'll have something none of you have.
What might that be?
I will have wishes.
Wishes? What are wishes and how should you have them?
Wishes. Yes, you make a wish before you blow a dandelion to the wind.
Ridiculous. Only even girls talk such nonsense. Not the nice conversation that we all have.
Well, you will all wish you could blow away somewhere when you wilt and turn brown.
Never. How is it you can all talk so nicely? I've never heard flowers talk before.
Put your hand down on the ground and then you'll know why.
It's very hard, but I don't see what that has to do with it.
In most gardens, people make the beds you saw, so the flowers are always asleep.
I never thought of that before.
It's my opinion that you never think at all.
I never saw anybody that looked stupider.
Except the weed.
Hold your tongue, as if you ever saw anyone. You will stay here in this garden forever and forever, but I will travel far, far away.
And where do you think you will go?
As far as the wind can carry me, I might end up on a pirate ship somewhere, or in a jungle with real lions.
You're still a weed to us.
Why is it that you're all so mean to poor dandelion? I thought flowers were sweet.
Not the ones with thorns.
You don't have thorns.
She knows what I'm talking about.
Is there anybody else in the garden besides me?
Just a strange gentleman beyond the garden door.
They are not gentlemen. They can be quite rude, always feigning about our arguing.
I think they are roses.
It's the fresh air that does it. Wonderfully fine air it is out here.
I think I'll go and meet them.
You possibly can't do that. I am ready to stay right here and water is free to us at night.
Oh dear, Alice has not come back. I wonder if she followed Dinah all the way back home. That girl, no telling what trouble she'll find herself into. I best go find her before she falls into a hole, or gets into an argument with the birds, or the flowers.
I do believe they live in the same house.
If you think we're waxworks, then you ought to pay, you know. Waxworks weren't made to be looked at for nothing, no-how.
Contrary-wise, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak.
I'm sure. I'm very sorry. Will this do? Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle, for Tweedledum said Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new rattle. Just then flew down a monstrous crow as black as a tar barrel, which frightened both the heroes so they quite forgot their quarrel.
I know what you're thinking about, but it isn't so. No-how.
Contrary-wise, if it was so, it would be. And if it were so, it might be. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic.
I was wondering, which way is the best way out of this place? Would you tell me, please?
The first thing you do is say, how do you do? And shake hands.
Here we go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, early in the morning. How do you do? I hope you're not tired.
No-how. And thank you very much for asking.
So much obliged.
Now, I was wondering, which way is the best way? I'll just be going.
Do you see that?
It's only a rattle, only an old rattle, quite old and broken.
I knew it was. It's spoiled, of course.
You needn't be so angry about an old rattle.
But it isn't old. It's new, I tell you. I bought it yesterday. My nice new rattle.
You needn't yell.
Of course, you do agree to have a battle.
Of course, but only she must help us to dress up.
toothache. I'm far worse off than you.
Then you better not fight today. But we must have a bit of a fight. But I don't care about going on long. What's the time now?
4:30.
Then let's fight till 6, and then have dinner.
Very well, only she must watch out. I tend to hit everything I can see when I get excited.
And I hit everything within reach, whether I can see it or not.
The tree left standing forever so far on by the time we finish.
And all about a rattle?
I shouldn't have minded it so much.
There's only one sword. You can have the rope. It's quite a sharp. Only we must be quick before it gets dark.
It's already rather dark. Perhaps we should wait till tomorrow?
It's getting darker and darker.
I thought the sky getting darker.
Contrary-wise, it's the giant crow. Run!
And they quite forgot their quarrel. Why, that is Humpty Dumpty. It can't be anybody else. And how exactly like an egg he is.
It's very provoking to be called an egg. Very.
I said you looked like an egg, sir, and some eggs are very pretty, you know.
Some people have no more sense than a baby.
And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again.
Don't stand there chattering yourself, but tell me your name and your business.
My name's Alice, but...
It's a stupid enough name. Tell me what it means.
Must a name mean something?
Of course it must. Why, my name means the shape I am. And a perfectly handsome shape it is indeed. With a name like yours, you could be almost any shape.
Why do you sit out here all alone?
Why? Because there's nobody with me. You think I didn't know that? Ask another.
Don't you think you'd be safer down on the ground? That wall is so very narrow.
What tremendously easy riddles you ask. Of course I don't think so. Why, if I did fall, which there's no chance of, but if I fell, the king has promised me with his very own mouth to
send all his horses and all his men?
No, I declare that's too bad. You've been listening behind trees and through doors and down chimneys, or you couldn't have known it.
I haven't indeed. It's in a book.
A book, a history of England, that's what you call it. Now take a good look here. I am mayhap, you'll see no one like me. And to show you I'm not proud, you may shake my hand. Now here's a question for you. How old did you say you were?
10 years and 6 months.
Wrong, you never said a word like it.
I thought you meant how old are you?
If I meant that, I would have said it. Now if you ask me, I'd say leave off at 10, but it's too late now.
I never ask advice about growing.
Too proud?
One can't help but growing older.
One can't, but perhaps two can. Proper assistance you may have left off at 10.
That's a very beautiful belt.
It's the most provoking thing when a person doesn't know a tie from a bell.
I know it's very ignorant of me.
It's a present from the Queen, an unbirthday present.
I beg your pardon, but what is an unbirthday present?
A present when you get when it isn't your birthday, of course.
I like birthday presents best.
You don't know what you're talking about. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays have you? Just one. Take one from 365 and what have you left?
364, of course.
So that shows you that there's 364 days that you could get on birthday presents and only one for birthday presents. There's a glory for you.
I don't know what you mean by glory.
Of course he doesn't, until I tell you. I meant there's a nice knockdown argument.
But glory doesn't mean a nice knockdown argument.
A word means just as I choose it to mean, neither more nor less. Impenetrability, that's what I say.
And would you tell me, please, what that means?
I mean that we have enough of that subject, and you'd be just as well to tell me where you are to go next, as I suppose you aren't to stay here the rest of your life.
That's a great deal to make one word mean.
When I make a word do a lot of work, I always pay it a little extra. You should see them come around on a Saturday night to get their wages, you know.
Well then.
Well, that's all. Goodbye.
What? Goodbye. Till we meet again.
I shouldn't know you if we meet again. You're so exactly like other people.
The face is what one goes by generally. Well, goodbye. Of all the unsatisfactory...
Whoa, whoa!
Oh.
Give me some pieces.
They're much too small.
This is such a mess.
To the king, we have to tell the king.
I'm not going to be the one to tell him.
Is this his belt?
I can't tell what's what.
Whatever shall we do?
We can't put Humpty back together again.
Marianne, you are late. The croquet game is starting. Where are my gloves? The queen, oh my, the queen!
Look out now, Far. Don't let him like that.
Sorry, I couldn't help but prejudge my elbow.
That's right. 5. Always with a blame on others.
Better not talk. I heard only yesterday the queen was going to have you beheaded.
What for?
That's none of your business, too.
Yes, it is, and I will tell him. It's for bringing the cooked tulip bulbs instead of onions.
Well, all the unjust things, they look the same, so they must taste the same.
Would you tell me, please, why you're taking those roses?
You see here, miss, this was Red Rose Street. They put white wine in by mistake. And if the king were to find out, you'd all have your heads cut off. You know. So you see here, miss, we're doing our best here. Before she comes.
The queen, the queen!
The king and queen of hearts.
Must you be so loud?
Who's this?
The king?
Idiot, not him, her. What's your name, child?
My name is Alice, so please your majesty.
It does not please me, and who are these?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
Off with her head!
That's nonsense.
Consider it, my dear. She's only a child.
You consider that. Someone's head must go.
Your Majesty, if I might interrupt to point out.
Yes, Your Majesty. You see, she is... Are you volunteering?
Volunteering?
Your heads. What about her heads? Would you like them removed?
Well, I'm rather fond of mine.
I think I'd like to keep mine. Too late, off with their heads. You three, get up. Leave off that. What is it that you've been doing here?
Please imagine, time to get the Red Rose.
I see. Off with their heads as well.
Okay.
You shan't be beheaded.
Hey, never do. She gets all about it.
She was ordered to be beheaded many times.
17 times to be exact.
Are their heads off?
Their heads are gone. If it pleases you, your majesty.
Quite off.
Girl, can you play croquet?
Yes.
Come here then.
It's a very fine day.
Yes, very. Do you know where the Duchess is? She was supposed to be here.
Oh, hush. She's under sentence of execution.
What for?
She boxed the queen's ear.
Oh!
Oh, hush. The queen will hear you. You see, she came rather late and the queen said,
Get to your places.
Why, it's the Cheshire Cat. Now I have someone to talk to that can explain.
How are you getting on? How do you like the queen?
Not at all. She's so extremely likely to win. Hardly worthwhile playing. Well, talking to it's a friend of mine, a Cheshire Cat. Allow me to introduce it.
Well, I don't like the look of it at all. However, it may kiss my hand if it likes.
I'd rather not.
Don't be impertinent. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at me like that, cat. A cat may look at a king. I'd read that in some book, but I don't remember where.
Well,
No, I think a queen may look at a cat. I think you keep Preparatory.
well, I don't like the look of it at all. My dear, I wish for you to have this cat removed.
Off with its head.
But it's nothing but a head. How can we remove it?
I don't care if it has a body or not. If something isn't done about it immediately, it will be off with all of your heads.
It belongs to the Duchess. You better ask her about it.
Oh, it would be her. She's in prison. Fetch her here.
I told you everyone was mad here. The queen is the maddest of all.
Oh, you can't think how glad I am to see you again, you dear old thing. You're thinking about something, my dear, and that makes you forget to talk. I can't say just now what the moral of that is, but I shall remember it in a bit.
Maybe it hasn't one.
Oh, tut, tut, child. Everything's got a moral, if only you can find it.
The croquet game is going on now.
'Tis so, and the moral of that is, oh, 'tis love that makes the world go round.
Somebody said it was done by everyone minding their own business.
Ah, well, it means much the same thing.
I'm not sure that it does.
I quite agree. And the moral of that is, be as you see. Or, if you would like it put more simply, Never imagine yourself not to be otherwise than what it might have been to others, and what you are might have been was not otherwise than what you would have appeared them to be otherwise.
I think I should understand that better if I had it down in writing.
Oh, that's nothing to what I could say if I chose.
Pray don't trouble yourself to say it any longer than that.
Thinking again?
I have a right to think.
Just about as much, right? And kings have to fly. And the more... A fine day, Your Majesty.
It was fine until now. Now it's unpleasant. And Duchess, I give you fair warning. Either you or your head must be off, and that in half no time. Take your choice.
Your Majesty, something terrible has happened.
What is it?
The tarts that the Queen made, they've been stolen.
Stolen? Who would steal my tarts?
He did.
Who, me? I don't even like tarts.
You don't like my tarts.
I didn't mean your tarts.
Did you steal other tarts?
I didn't steal any tarts.
Off with his head!
The king is the judge. I can tell by his wig. And the jury box. What are they writing down? Nothing has begun.
They're putting down their names for fear they should forget them before the end of the trial.
Oh, there you are again. They are such stupid things.
Silence in the court!
Harold, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts all on a summer day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Jury, your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's a verdict to come before that.
Call the first witness.
First witness!
I beg your pardon, Your Majesty, for bringing these in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
14th March, I think it was.
15.
16.
No, it was 15. I just can't remember the man. Just remember like this much.
Write that down. Take off your hat.
It isn't mine.
Stolen!
I keep them to sell. I've none of my own. I'm a hatter.
Go on. Give your evidence. And don't be nervous. I'll have you executed on the spot.
Well, I'm a poor man, Your Majesty, and I hadn't but just begun my tea not about a week or so ago. And with the bread and butter getting so thin, all in the twinkling of the tea.
Twinkling of what?
Oh, we began with the tea.
Twinkling.
Of course, twinkling is with a T. You take me for a dunce? Go on.
Well, I'm a poor man, Your Majesty, and most things twinkled after that, only the marching.
I didn't say any such thing.
Oh, you so did!
I denied it. The dormouse said it.
Well, at any rate...
What did the dormouse say?
I don't remember.
You must remember, I'll have you both executed.
Well, I'm a poor man, Your Majesty.
Your airport speaker. Speaker.
Whoa!
Let me do speaking. The hatter's quite bad.
You may both sit down.
Oh, I'd rather finish my tea.
Tea time. It's always tea time.
You may go. Please go. Go!
Yeah.
Lord Cook!
Give your evidence.
Shat.
What are the tarts made of?
Pepper. Most of it.
Push that pepper away.
Shat. It needs more pepper.
Treacle. Call that dormouse, behead that dormouse, turn that dormouse out of the court, suppress it, pinch him off his whiskers.
Never mind. Call the next witness. Really, my dear, you must cross-examine the next witness. It quite makes my head ache.
Perhaps it needs to be removed. Next witness.
Lord Carpenter!
I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Did you see this man steal the tarts?
I did not. I only saw the walrus.
And what was he doing?
Eating oysters. Way more than he should.
I dislike oysters, they're disgusting.
Witness dismissed for dislike and disgust.
Next witness.
Alice!
What is an Alice?
That is you, my dear.
Here.
What do you know of this business?
Nothing.
Nothing whatever.
Nothing whatever.
That's very important.
Unimportant, Your Majesty, of course.
Of course, unimportant, important, unimportant, unimportant, important.
Rule 42. All people know nothing must know something.
That's not a regular rule. You invented it just now.
It's the oldest rule in the book.
Then it ought to be number 1.
Let the jury consider their verdict.
Not yet, there's more evidence.
What is it?
It's a letter. written by the prisoner to somebody.
Objection! I didn't write to somebody.
Unless it was written to nobody, which isn't usual, you know.
Please, Your Majesty, I didn't write it, and they can't prove I did. There's no name sign at the end.
If you didn't sign it, that makes the matter worse.
That proves his guilt. Who is it directed to?
It isn't direct at all. In fact, there's nothing written on the outside. It isn't a letter after all, it's a set of verses.
Are they in the prisoner's handwriting?
No, they're not, and that's the strangest part about it.
He must have imitated somebody else's hand. You must have meant some mischief, or else you would have signed your name like an honest man. That proves his guilt.
It proves nothing. Why, you don't even know what they're about.
Read them.
Where shall we begin, Your Majesty?
Begin at the beginning, go on to the end, then stop.
They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim. He sent them word I had not gone, we know it to be true. If she should push the matter on, what would become of you?
You can't swim, can you?
Do I look like I can?
That's the most important piece of evidence yet. Let the jury consider their verdict.
No, sentence first, verdict afterwards.
Can she do that?
She can if she likes.
That's mad.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
If any one of them can explain it, I'll give him 6 pence. I don't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
It's not an atom of meaning.
Well, if there's any meaning in it, so that saves us a whole world of trouble, you know, as we need not find any. Here's the sentence. Off with his head!
Stuff and nonsense. The idea of having a sentence first.
Hold your tongue!
I won't.
Off with their head!
Who cares for you? You're nothing but a pack of cards.
No how.
Contrary-wise.
Pig! Off with their head! Off with their head!
Alice, wake up. You're having a bad dream.
A dream?
Yes, you fell asleep while I was reading to you.
It was such a curious dream. I was opening doors, and there were the oddest creatures.
It seems like your imagination was running wild.
It was a wonderful dream. It was an adventure. Oh, Edith, I must tell you all about it.
Yes, you must, but first it's getting quite late. It is time for your tea.
Yes, but first I must find Dinah. I want to see if she can grin.
Well, not too shabby for the 23rd annual 8th grade play, which started with the class of 2000, and at least in my case, this is my last 8th grade play 23 years later. And I couldn't help for a better cast to share that with, so well done. Before I forget, there is cake afterwards back there. That is, unless the knave has already stolen it. Jack, are you still here? I want to mention that the music that you've heard during the scene changes was written and played by Mr. Rancont's music class. So big applause. I want to make sure that our tech people get properly recognized. We've got Dave and Landon and Taylor. Very nice work, Jack and Nick, and Ed back there too with the sound. Absolutely fantastic. Huge thanks to our two assistant directors. I think Miss Rudolph is here off stage. I'm not sure that Miss Cowgill is. As always, this has been a team effort on the class. We couldn't have done it without a fantastic group of volunteers led by Claire and Karen. So thank you to all of you. And that's really all I have to thank. Oh. No. It's not often, if you were here last night, you've heard this before, it's not often that you come to a play, whether it be on Broadway or off Broadway, or in this case off Broadway, where the playwright is actually in the audience. It's always a very exciting occasion when that happens. But our playwright, who wrote this particular version, Cheryl Goodspeed, is here, and she's going to join us on the where you see the last 23 8th grade plays. It was something that I brought to the school in the last century, but it's certainly in the last 2 or 3 years, it's been much more Cheryl's piece than mine, and no more, of course, than this particular one. It's also Cheryl's last 8th grade play with us. Cheryl and Tom and Alice are leaving for Arizona in the summer. So we really want to make sure that we properly appreciate Cheryl and everything that
I spent 25 years in Hawaii. The Hawaiian traditions are the best in the world. They honor the beginning and they honor the end. And they do it with the circle, and it's called the lei. So it's been my honor to work for and with alongside Mr. McCormick, Peter McCormick, and it's been a really great experience.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much for being a wonderful director of this show. We have a little gift for you. Like you said earlier, you started with the class of 2000, ended with the class of 2022. Here we are. And here's a little montage memory for you to take.
All the 8th grade plays. It's quite incredible. Well, thank you. Very much appreciate working with you all. Photographs, if you like. You know what to do with your costumes after the photographs are taken. Photographs, cake, one more hand for the actors.
Thank you.